these macros are freaking amazing, and it honestly does leave you feeling really full and satisfied. Mentally, we have this barrier where we will stop, where we become really uncomfortable. When you push past that, you realize that you're actually physically capable of more than you could ever imagine. This is not comfortable. Next year we will be a new and better version of me, CZ Fit 2.0. So this is the current morning condition at 3 weeks out. Yeah, so legs are coming in. It's crazy seeing my body like this. Like, this is not comfortable whatsoever, and to be fair, I'm quite excited to put on some body fat because yeah, I miss being curvy. This is I look a bit sickly, but that is comp prep for you. Good morning. So it is Friday the 9th of July, June, July, August, yeah, July. An early one today. My sleep has just been all over the place, so I haven't really been able to sleep since like 3 AM. So got to 4 AM and I was like, I'm just gonna get up, do some reading, get started with my day. So I have just sent in my check-in to my coach, as you guys would have seen, so I'm just waiting for his response. My weight has dropped from Monday. Today we checked in at 40, what was it on my phone that I showed you guys? 48.65, and at the start of this week it was 49.25 from Monday, so it's a good drop between Monday and Friday, I would say. I have been feeling very knackered, so I guess, you know, when you do start feeling really tired and just dead, that's when you know that the weight drop has come in, and that's when you know things are falling into place. Like, I was talking to one of my friends at the gym, and she's also 10 weeks out now for figure, and she was like, you know, when people tell me that I'm looking ill or that I'm looking a bit freaky, I take that as a compliment, because it means that you know, I'm getting closer to stage, and that's how I'm supposed to look when I'm depleted, and you know, everything's working. And I was like, you know what, fair point. That is a fair point. If I looked super glowy right now and full of life, it probably just means I'm not depleted enough. So we'll take that as, you know, a win, I guess. But yeah, so today I'm gonna go get my faster cardio done in the morning, so that's the 15 minutes on the stairs, and then I will be training upper body. So I will take you guys along to my upper body workout. Sorry, if you guys have prepped, you will know that your brain just works so slowly towards the end of it. It's not even funny. Like, carrying a normal conversation takes so much brain energy. Yeah, it's been interesting having work calls where I'm like trying to focus so hard, but my brain is just like taking 10 times longer to process things. I will show you guys in this vlog or this episode how I make my egg white pancakes, because every time I post a story on my Instagram I get so many DMs being like, what is the recipe? What is in this? Is that just egg whites? What are the macros? The amount of times I put on my story, this is just 385 grams of egg whites. And that is all. And I still get people asking, but how did you make it? So I will take you guys along and I will show you guys step by step how I make my egg white pancakes. To be fair, the macros are pretty amazing. They're just protein, and if you remove like the 5 grams of dark chocolate I put on top, there's pretty much no fats, no nothing, just egg whites, just pure protein that actually tastes really nice. Like honestly, it tastes like heaven to me. It's probably what's pushed me through this prep and just gotten me through these last few weeks, just looking forward to those pancakes after my workouts. I can't believe I'm literally talking about plain egg whites as pancakes. For those of you guys who aren't on prep, you're probably like, what is this girl on about? Like, she seriously is calling egg whites, just pure egg whites, pancakes. But if you get me, you get me. Like, if you've been on prep, you know that those small things that you just change up in your meal plan can make a world of a difference. So yeah, I'm just here with my actually English breakfast tea now, just because I'm gonna have coffee on my way to the gym, so I just didn't want to have coffee and then coffee like 10 minutes later. But I'm just waiting till prep opens essentially, because it's still quite early. I've just done some reading as well, so I'm currently reading, let me show you the book. So I'm currently reading Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. I started it a while ago, but I just kind of fell off track with my reading. I guess it's because, like, I don't know, in the mornings I'm always in a rush to get my cardio done, then I have to come back for work, and I just never find the time to actually sit down and read. And that's something I love doing once the faster cardio is shortened. It will give me some more time back in the mornings just to kind of sit down with a coffee that won't be on the Stairmaster, and just read. This morning I saved this chapter actually because it really kind of just spoke to me. It was talking about how this is like the 40% rule, where basically most of us, like most people, give up when we've only given around 40% of our maximum effort. Even if we feel like we've reached our absolute limit, we still have 60% more to give. And that is so true, and that's something I've really realized through prep. And you know, I've had some comments where people are like, why do you do this? Like, why do you prep when you clearly aren't enjoying it? Like, firstly, I am enjoying it, but I completely understand why people from the outside would be like, why are you putting yourself through that? Like, you are clearly tired, your body is clearly drained, you are exhausted, you know, you've had to put pause on a lot of other things in life. Like, why do you do this? And I was never able to word it perfectly, so I never really like addressed it that well, because I didn't know how to put all these things into words so that someone from the outside could understand. But I think this chapter has really explained it so perfectly. You know, whether you are running on a treadmill or doing a set of push-ups, get to the point where you are so tired and in pain that your mind is begging you to stop, then push just 5 to 10% further. If the most push-ups you have ever done is 100 in a workout, do 105 or 110. And if you normally run 30 miles each week, run 10% more next week. There is so much pain and suffering involved in physical challenges that it's the best training to take command of your inner dialogue, and the newfound mental strength and confidence you gain by continuing to push yourself physically will carry over to other aspects of your life. And you know, it really makes you realize, like, I think what's so, like, the beauty of prep is that it really makes you realize that you are capable of so much more. Mentally, we have this barrier where, you know, we will stop, where we become really uncomfortable. But when you push past that and you realize that you can push past that and you've survived that, you realize that you're actually physically capable of more than you could ever imagine. And I think that really has helped me in so many areas of my life. Like, yes, it's primarily to do with, you know, me on prep and what I have to do to get to competition leanness, but the things that I have learned from this experience, that I have learned about my body, about myself, my mind, has made me realize in like other aspects of my life, say like my business, my career, my studies, that I can actually push more than I believe so. So, you know, sometimes when I'm like, I have too much work, I humanly cannot possibly balance everything, I'm like, actually I can, you know. I think I can't, but I'm going to push myself that 5 to 10% more and actually just do it. And when I do accomplish it, I'm like, okay, wow, I can do it. It's just about pushing past that barrier, because it does get uncomfortable and it does get to a point where you're like, I can't do this, but just push yourself. Just try to push that even 1%, because you do have that extra 1%. And I think when you push past that state, you do realize just how much you can achieve, and it's really freaking empowering to realize that. So yeah, that's my little morning motivation for you guys. That was my morning reading, which has, you know, helped me a little bit on my way to my Stairmaster again. So yeah, anyways, I'm gonna finish up my tea and go get ready for the gym, and I will see you guys after my fast workout, probably at my upper body training. Yeah, I'm just gonna slip in my upper body training after this and then go straight to the egg whites. Keep it short and simple. This is the 3 weeks out vlog. I cannot believe that we are 3 weeks out. Time is flying, but also being really freaking slow. I've also had some really strong cravings coming in. There's this company called like the Cookie Box. I think it's the Cookie Box. I think that's what they're called. Let me just find it. Why not? Let me find you what I've been looking at. Basically, I've been talking to this girl called Kay. If you're watching this, hey. And she has shown me, I've seen this page before my last prep, but I never ordered anything just because I think they only restock every Friday or something, and I never got my hands on their goodies. This year I really do want to try their cookie slices, or their hunky chunky, I think it's called. But oh my god, yesterday night I was just going through the Instagram. I'm so hungry just speaking about this. My stomach's so sore. Pretty much like salivating, because guys, oh my god, they basically make these cookie pies and slabs just with everything sweet, like Twix bars, Biscoff, brownies. Oh, I love Twix bars. Crunchy bars. Did I say Biscoff? Oh, I think I really wanna try their Ferrero Rocher, however you say it. Oh my god, what is that? Banoffee. Like, oh, this one. Oh my god. The Toblerone Rocher Kinder Slice. Like, I'm sorry, this is illegal? What the hell? Like, what in the world? I need to stop looking at this. It's too early in the morning and I'm really hungry. That's when you know you're at the end of prep. Like, it's like one of those things where it's like, tell me you're close to show day without telling me you're close to show day. Just have a look at the Instagram Explore page. Anyways, enjoy the upper body workout, and then I will show you guys my egg whites. Goodbye. And back now from the gym. I adore upper body workouts now. I think like the deeper into prep I get, the more I dread lower body, I was gonna say upper body, lower body workouts, just because my strength isn't there. Like my legs are so tired just from walking that I get really stressed out with leg workouts because I'm not as able to, I guess, hit my logbook numbers. I don't feel as strong. And like in the off season, oh my god, I love leg days because you just feel like invincible. Like honestly, you feel like you can do anything. Like you just, you know, slap on the plates on the leg press and you're good to go. But nowadays it's like just putting the plates onto the leg press tires me out so much. So every time it is an upper body day, I'm like, yes, let's go. I'm gonna go make my egg white pancakes. A lot of people who follow me on Instagram have replied to every story that I post of my egg white pancakes being like, what is the recipe? How did you make that? Like, is that just egg whites? I thought I would do a little voiceover and thorough tutorial because I have explained on my story that it is literally just egg whites in a frying pan. That is all, topped with some dark chocolate. That is all, and like sea salt and 0-calorie syrup. But yeah, I'm still getting a lot of questions about it, so I thought I would just do a rundown of exactly how you make them so that hopefully those who are inspired to make them can follow this tutorial and make some egg white pancakes for themselves. And if you do make it, make sure to take a photo and tag me over on Instagram, which is cz.fit. I would love to see your recreations because honestly it's such a simple recipe and the macros are freaking amazing. Let me just run down the macros for you. Like, this is with the toppings as well, so if you didn't want to like add any, say, like dark chocolate or berries or anything, the macros would be literally just protein. These are the ones that I make. So for my meal plan, it's 385 grams of egg whites. Obviously this can differ depending on how many egg whites, or like how many grams of egg whites you want to use, but for 385 grams of egg whites, I usually make 3 pancakes. I'm not very precise in terms of like exactly how many grams goes into each pancake. I kind of just put in the pan and yeah, and then voila. And then this is topped with 25 grams of frozen raspberries, 5 grams of dark chocolate, and then 5 grams of peanut butter. So I kind of just let it melt, and you'd be surprised how far 5 grams of melted dark chocolate goes. But for all of that, it comes to 249 calories, 7.8 grams of carbs, 4.6 grams of fat, and 16 grams of protein. So I would say, like, if you are trying to really increase the volume of your food, this is definitely a go-to because the amount that you'll see of food made just for these macros are freaking amazing, and it honestly does leave you feeling really full and satisfied. At least it does for me. And then I just top it off with 0-calorie syrup. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and make them. I will also wrap up the vlog here, but before I go, actually, I have a story time again with Chen Yang. What can we say? I love my stories. But if you guys watched my vlog, I think it's like 2 weeks ago, I mentioned that there was this one PT at the gym who came up to me, yada yada. So I've never been so upset in my life. I literally came home and just bawled my eyes out. But the other day I was on Stairmaster just getting my post-workout hit done, and he came up to me and tried to like strike a conversation, and because I was in the middle of a hit, I was like, you know, I had my headphones and everything on, and I like quickly kind of like ripped off my headphones. I was like, hey, like, sorry, can I speak to you afterwards? Like, I'm just in the middle of a hit and I can't carry on a conversation right now. And he looked at me and just like rolled his eyes and walked off, and I was a bit taken aback because I was like, you don't really roll your eyes at, I don't know, like, it was just a bit rude. And I was like, hey, never mind, whatever. And then like, because I do overthink things as well, I was like, oh my gosh, like, did I come off rude? Did he think that I was trying to say I don't want to speak to him? Like, maybe he didn't realize that I was trying to do hit. So then I went and found him and apologized and everything, and was like, hey, I'm so sorry, like, if that came off rude, but it was just a poor time because I was trying to get my hit done. I really, like, I can't carry a conversation. I'm trying to do a hit on the Stairmaster. And then he was like, oh, I just want to ask why you're always on the Stairmaster, that's all, like you didn't have to be rude. And I was like, no, I didn't mean to, it was the wrong time. He was like, oh, I guess so, I guess like I found the wrong time. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, well, why are you always on that thing? And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, well, you're there every morning and every afternoon. And I was like, and I felt quite attacked. I was like, oh, well, my routine is like 5 times 15 minutes in the morning, fasted, and then I do have post-workout HIIT. Like my coach gave it to me. I'm, you know, on prep, I'm close to my show, so I guess like it's just I have to. And then he probably like questioned me for around 20 minutes, I would say, just asking me like, oh, but don't you think what you're doing is very old-fashioned? What is your coach doing? Like, does he know what he's telling you to do? And I was like, yeah. And I was quite like offended, because obviously I really respect my coach. I respect everything he tells me to do. I know that he knows what he's doing, and I also know that what I'm doing is correct. And then he questioned like what I was eating and everything, going like, oh, you're eating so little, like what do you eat? And I was like, I'm on a meal plan. And he was like, well, tell me what your meal plan is. And at this point, like I was so tired, I just wanted to go home. It was like 6-7 p.m. after my workout. And I was super hungry, and I was like, look, this is my meal plan. I pretty much was like, oh, just chicken, like vegetables, white fish, oats. And he was like, wow, that sounds really bland and quite old-fashioned if you ask me. And I was like, what do you mean old-fashioned? He was like, well, there's other ways to lose fat. And I was like, well, it's just calories in versus calories out, like decrease food, increase cardio, especially towards the end of prep. Like there is nothing else, I just have to get it done, right? Like it's just energy balance. And he was like, yeah, I know what that is. And I was like, well, then like I don't know what you're trying to say. And he was like, I just think there's other ways to do things. And I was like, well, what do you mean? And he was like, let me show you. And so he shows me a photo of him fighting. He's a boxer. And he was like, tell me that's not the leanest physique you've seen. And I was like, honestly, not really. I was like, no. And he was like, well, show me then. So I showed him like a random photo of some bodybuilder on the Two Bros like Instagram page, which is the federation that I'm competing with. And then he looked at me, he was like, yeah, but that's not you. And I was like, well, I was just finding another male, but okay, I'll show you like my last stage photos. So I scrolled through my Instagram and everything, and at this point I was like, I just really want to end the conversation, but I don't know how to get myself out of this, and I just want to go home. So I showed a photo of me, and he was like, oh, I guess that's fairly lean. And I was like, ooh, that kind of hurt me a little. Like that was me grafting for a lot of weeks. I did really well on that show, and for him to firstly have told me he didn't know anything about bodybuilding, like he didn't know what bikini bodybuilding was, and then to look at the photo and be like, oh, that's, I guess, like, you know, lean, whatever. It just kind of like, it felt like he was fully just like disregarding all the hard work and grafting that it takes to get on stage, and like the fact that he was questioning my cardio every morning, the food that I was eating, telling me it was all old-fashioned. Like that's not something you want to hear when you're like, what, 3-4 weeks out from your show and you're fully fatigued, you're depleted, you know, you are hungry. Like, yeah, like it's a struggle to get to do my fasted cardio every morning, but I'm getting it done, right? And for someone to question what you're doing, especially someone who doesn't even understand the sport, was quite triggering. But like I was like, I'm just gonna keep my cool, like I'm not gonna cry in front of him like Ching Yang, just let it go in one ear and out the other and just move on. So I was like, look, like clearly you don't really know what bodybuilding is, that's completely fine, but if you want to know more, like just speak to the other PTs. Like there's quite a few bodybuilders here, and I'm sure they can explain a lot more than I can. And then he was like, wow, you're a bit hangry, aren't you? And okay, so my camera just died because clearly it had enough of me rambling. But to finish off my story, where did we leave? Like where did I leave off? Like where did my camera cut me out? My brain memory. Yeah, basically he was questioning everything I was doing pretty much. Oh, he asked me if I was hangry, and it's like, well, firstly, obviously I'm hungry. I'm on prep, I'm always hungry. But it was just like the audacity, like I don't know, for me, I feel like maybe it's because he doesn't bodybuilding, he doesn't understand what it really is like in the depths of prep. Like you get frustrated really easily, your patience is, you know, just gone. So the fact that, like, I don't know, he decided to ask me if I was hangry, it just felt a bit rude. Like even if it was like a normal person, I wouldn't ask them. Like a stranger, imagine, I wouldn't go up to them, question what they're doing at the gym, and then ask them if they're hangry. So I was like, look, like I'm just really tired, it's late, like I'm hungry, I guess. And like honestly, if you do want to know more, just talk to the other PTs. I'm sure they can, like, you know, tell you more about bodybuilding. And he was like, he pretty much was just like, oh, like I don't need to speak to other PTs. And I was like, okay, well, it was lovely speaking with you. I want to go home. I'm gonna head home now. Bye. And I just awkwardly walked off, and I was like, oh my god. And at that point I was so triggered. It just really hurt, because when you put your heart and soul into everything, right, and when the process, you know, of prep and everything is very draining, it's depleting, it's mentally and physically draining. I think the last thing you want is someone who firstly literally straight up tells you they don't know your sport, and then for them to question you and ask you like why, like he just kept going, but why do you do this, but why, like why, and I'm like, it's just like, I literally had to say like calories in versus calories out probably like 20 times to him, and then he was like, yeah, I know that, and I was like, well then I don't understand what you're questioning. But yeah, that was an update on the story. And so I told one of the PTs there, who's one of my friends, and she's actually 10 weeks out from her show, and she was like, wow, if that was me, I would have snapped. And I was like, honestly, like I was so close to snapping, but I don't know, I was like, I don't want to be rude, like I don't want to be that person that, you know, just because I'm on prep doesn't mean that, you know, I should let myself snap. Like I'm really gonna try remain my cool. But obviously I went home and just like bawled my eyes out and cried because I was just so upset. But yes, that's a little update. I'm gonna go ahead and make my egg white pancakes now, and I'll show you guys. I'm gonna wrap up the vlog here. So I hope you guys enjoyed coming along to my upper body training. I hope you guys do enjoy the recipe that is to follow, and if you do enjoy this vlog, well, if you do, please make sure to give it a like, because it really does support my channel, and subscribe if you're new here. Yeah, we're so close to the stage now, like just the final push. I've been struggling, but we're so close. And you know what, like it's the struggles, it's the days where it's really hard that makes a champion, and that makes it worth prepping. Like those are the days that, I don't know, you learn so much about yourself. Thank you guys so much for joining along. Like honestly, your support doesn't go unnoticed. I know that, you know, prep and bodybuilding is something you do for yourself, right? But I have to say, just having this support system, to the girls that are prepping as well, to people who don't bodybuild but are there to watch my journey, to just, you know, even one kind word, just, you know, you've got this, it honestly means the world, and it does so much for me. So like I am internally grateful. Internally, is that how you say it? Like I'm very, very grateful. I will see you guys in the next vlog, which will be 3 weeks out. Yeah. Anyways, see you guys then. Bye. Okay, so first off, you want to grab a frying pan, non-stick ideally, and then literally just put some egg whites into the frying pan at high heat, and then cover it up with a lid and just let it cook for like a minute or two, and just check on it every 30 seconds until it starts bubbling. Once it's fully cooked like so, just use a spatula and flip half of the pancake onto the other side. I would suggest that if you don't have a great non-stick pan, I would use some oil spray just to make sure that the egg doesn't stick, and I've just flipped it over to let the other side cook for a bit more, just because I do like it slightly burnt and crispy. And voila, that is your first egg white pancake done. And so I've just repeated the exact same step again. I've run out of egg whites here, so had to open another carton. But yeah, same process again. And there you go, 3 lovely egg white pancakes, super simple and super fast to make. Obviously you can make different amounts depending on how many egg whites you use. I'll then go ahead and just put on some dark chocolate, usually either 5 grams or 10 grams, and just let it melt over top of the egg whites. And then I'll also drizzle over some peanut butter, so just 5 grams here. And then top off with some berries, some 0-calorie syrup, and of course some Himalayan pink salt, because sweet and salty just is the best combo. And there we have it. Guys, you have to try this because you absolutely love it, and tag me on Instagram because I want to see your recreations. I hope this was helpful, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like, subscribe, and I will see you guys very soon.